to YouTube. I am in my backyard. I'm sitting right now where we've actually began to rebuild our barn. When we bought this house 5 months ago, there was a barn here, and unfortunately the original barn was very old. It needed to be torn down, and we've officially started working on this barn, which hopefully will be done in about 3 to 4 weeks. I will show you that in the future. I had a conversation yesterday with my wife about us growing up. She has a similar story to mine. We come from great families, but at the same time there was some challenges. I like to call my side of the family growing up dysfunctional, and that's what I grew up with. But the purpose of that, which I didn't understand at the time, I just went with it and I did the best that I could, and I still loved my family, is the purpose has made me the individual that I am, beginning with my mom, who I learned a lot. My mom's the one that raised me, so I learned a lot from her, and I'm very similar. She passed away a year ago. My father was there as well, but it would be here and there in the sense that I wouldn't see him as often. Now, we have a good relationship now. That dysfunctional part made me, like I said, the individual that I am, and I've always said that life is sweet, and it gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. But at the same time, I had a conversation with my son a week ago when we were in Arizona, and he asked me, do you ever miss being close to your family in Los Angeles? And I said, no. And the reason was because growing up, we were close, but at the same time, growing up with my mom and going to school and growing up with my sister, it was very simple, but at the same time, there were some challenges as well. So for me, at the age of 19, I made my own life. I'm 46 right now. I made my own life with my friends. Those few friends in my life became my brothers, my family, and I still reach out to them whenever I can, or vice versa. We don't have to talk every day. My wife has a similar story. She was responsible for helping her mom and raise her 2 brothers who are now grown, and they had a loving family with a lot of good traits, but at the same time, just listening to the stories that she'll share with me, or her mom, who I get along with great, there was a lot of challenges, and that's normal. My point with this topic is this: make your life. And what I mean by that is remember or realize that there's going to be challenges. Everybody has challenges of some sort. Think of the rich and famous. Let's say an individual who's rich and famous and they struggle, whether it's drug or alcoholism or divorce or whatever. Maybe that's because an assumption that I may have is they're not fully grounded, or that their foundation is not tight the way it should be. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person, or that my wife and I, who celebrate 22 years of marriage this month, have it figured out, because I'm humble enough to say that 20 years from now, we're still going to figure it out and make adjustments, and that's just the way it is. So when I say make your life, make the most of it, and learn. Learn by watching people's mistakes. Learn from your mistakes and make those adjustments that we have to. I can tell you I've made mistakes as well. College, got kicked out, got arrested one time when I was young, before the Air Force, and I learned. I went back to school and I finished it and I enjoyed it and I did it right, and I never got in trouble again. The last ticket I have driving was 1994, 24 years ago. I got 2 in 1 week, and it's just one of those things that I like to learn. And I said, you know what, I don't like to give my money, $150 for a ticket or this or that to the city, and then the second ticket for whatever it was. So we have to make those adjustments. And that's how come I want you to know that I do believe life is sweet. And we're working on this property. That's how come I haven't been making videos lately. I've been busy and I've been enjoying life on this property. And I've been going back and forth saying, well, what do I talk about the Air Force? I've done it, been there, done that, I've talked about it. And I still like to talk about the Air Force and share Air Force knowledge with anybody who would watch this video or this channel to learn about the Air Force. But the other thing is this: I think I've figured out what I want to do with this channel. It's going to go back to talking about finances, because that is my passion. at the same time talk about other topics as well. Something like this, which is just make your life, make it count. Casey Neistat made a video. He's a YouTube guy, one of my favorites. And he made a video called Make It Count, something like that. Great video. And he lives a great life. And it doesn't have to be that great in the sense that he can travel, and his video was incredible. But for the simple people like me, maybe like you, we can still live that good life. We don't have to be rich and famous to live a good life. And I truly believe that. It's one of those things that I live a solid life, happy life. It's not perfect. I'm learning. I make adjustments. I ask questions. I like to share information. I like to laugh with people. I like to just keep it simple. But the life that I've lived at my age of 46 gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. And that's hopefully something that you would see. It's a little bit cold. It's spring break here in Colorado. Think of it like that. Make those adjustments. Learn, teach, celebrate, laugh. Simple is good. I'm a simple individual, very simple, but I can tell you this, that I have a lot of dreams and a lot of visions, and I make those things happen with my wife. Like I said, 22 years of marriage. And I like to encourage people, and that's where this channel is going, with their finances or just life. I've met a lot of great people. Believe it or not, I interact with a lot of people, whether it's text, whether it's email, whether it's phone, and that gives me a lot of satisfaction. I've made some good relationships with people over the last 4 years that I've had this channel. Stay tuned. You're going to see this barn grow. I'll show you real quick what it's going to be like. And that's going to be in about a month or so that it's done. I've been filming parts, and I'm going to put it all together to show you. This is what it's like. Hope you've had some good thoughts about what the topic that I'm talking about your life, and make your life and build your life, because we only have one life in this planet. So let me show you around. We came and cleaned up this area right here. There's going to be a door from here. This is the back side. This was dirty. We cleaned it. We're still working. There's a lot to do. 2 windows are going to be on this side. That's Pikes Peak. That's home. This is the original area where the other barn was. Have a great day.